I did it! I finally unlocked the Walmart Final Fantasy XIV pack for scholars. Hey guys, and welcome to the guide to get the final relic weapon steps done super fast. Timestamps will be in the description, and without further ado, let's get right into it. So patch 5.5's newly added steps 1 to 3 should really be thought of as one big step. And I'm gonna be honest, this step will suck. But it only has to be done once on your character, and then you don't really need to worry about it for any other weapon. Just do it once and done. Quest names are Spare Parts, Tell Me a Story, and Fond Memory. You should pick up all of these quests at the same time, and there is no weird penalty or some secret like RNG thing about having all of them, so no worries on that. At least, to the best of my knowledge, there's no thing like that. But each of these quests require a total of 60 items each. Each quest is going to have 30 of those 60 total items in what I'm going to call common items. The other 30 items I'm going to be calling rare items. These items are going to be obtained through farming either on the new bozjan map Sadnor or by doing specific expansion raids. Heads up though is that these raids must be done synced, and they can be done as normal raids, so don't worry about Savage here. But I did mention expansions, and I'm going to talk about that in a second here. But common items are going to include, through all of the quests, Axles, Battles for the Realm, and Bleak Memory. Rare items are going to be through the quests, Springs, Beyond the Rift, and Lurid Memories. So one common item set and one rare item set per each of those three quests. Common items can be obtained one per skirmish in Zadnor, or one per first or second raid in a particular raid tier being cleared. Such as for Shadowbringers raids, to obtain a Bleak Memory of the Dying, you're going to be headed to E1 normal or E2 normal. Rare items can be obtained 2 per critical engagement done in Zadnor, or 1 per third or fourth raid in a tier being cleared. Continuing the Shadowbringers raid example, I'm going to say that you're going to head to either E3N Leviathan or E4N Titan to obtain a Lurid Memory. Now, I spoke about expansions earlier, and this is actually a very important part, as each quest has a particular expansion tied to it, as well as a particular section on the map of Zadnor tied to it. A Fond Memory can have its common and rare items drop from critical engagements or skirmishes on the top level of Zadnor or in Shadowbringers raids. Tell Me a Story can only have its items obtained through the second level of the map's events or Stormblood raids. Spare Parts can only have the items obtained through the first level of the map or in Heavensward raids. Explanation out of the way, let's actually talk about the method I recommend for this step. My sincere recommendation is for people to start in Zadnor and level and do all of the story missions, level your resistance rank to 25, and really enjoy the content. That might sound fluffy and cute, but the question is going to then be, but is that optimal? Well, from everything I've experienced, yes, that is actually going to be optimal for your time, so long as when you are doing that process, you make it a goal to get the skirmishes and critical engagements to tick off each of the sets of 30 items, and do not go over that 30 items. Like, if you already have 30 items in a particular section, move on. So say you have 30 of the common item from the first layer, then you should avoid doing skirmishes in the first layer, instead focusing on the second or third layer. If you have 30 of the rare item though from the second layer, for instance, then don't bother into queuing into a critical engagement from the second one. You can really tell that I haven't slept yet because my English is getting even worse than normal. But basically, you need to funnel your time wisely into the maps and where you are really going to go. And then, yes, it is definitely efficient because you get so many skirmishes and so many critical engagements that it's just one map to another, to another, to another, to another, to another. You don't need to worry about queues. You don't need to worry about what if people wipe during the raid. It makes life very simple. Now, this is a break point. At least it sure did for me personally, where you have, say, 90 of all of the common items for all three quests. So you did like 30 skirmishes in all three layers, you have all 90 of the common items, and then you're like, okay, what about the rare items? In my experience, critical engagements weren't popping up so much, and so now if you stayed there, you'd be spending a lot of time grinding stuff that really isn't progressing your weapon directly, because you don't need to do skirmishes, but there's no critical engagements popping, and then kind of you're sitting there for a while, which happened to me. I actually recommend that you will go out and grind the raids at this point if you want to be as fast as possible. But remember, and this is important, you are not getting metal bonuses from doing that. You aren't getting an influx of fragments to sell, or you are not being able to use the bozjan content to level alternate jobs. So do be wary that you are making that trade-off for pure time optimization. But that being said, if I went onto this video right now and I said I didn't grind out like 20 lurid crystals in a row in a little over an hour or two or something, it was really not that long. Trust me. If you were waiting for 10 critical engagements on that third layer, you'd be waiting a long time. I barely saw them spawn. It could change in a week, but I didn't see them personally. So I grinded like those going into the raids, because I'm just like, I can't keep waiting here. There's no critical engagement spawning on the third layer. I'm doing skirmishes in the third layer trying to get your critical engagement to spawn. They're just not coming. And so it was incredibly faster just to do the raids for me. Now the second step, thank goodness, is going to be so much more straightforward to explain than the first, because the first I have found confuses a lot of people, and it even confused me at first, but this one's much simpler. So this is going to lead you into the final weapon stage, and this is going to be the quest called Irresistible. This requires you to collect 15 raw emotion items. These can be obtained in actually quite a few ways. You can go and do the Dalaradia new instance, which I didn't do because getting into that instance is really difficult to me to get into in my experience. But I have heard reports from other people, I haven't been able to confirm it myself, saying that you are apparently getting 3 of the emotions from this. Can't confirm, but that's what I've been hearing. You can also do Delubrum Regine Normal, which will award you 2 emotions, and yeah, I said 2, not 1. You can also pick up the other previous relic quest called A New Path of Resistance that requires you to collect time-worn artifacts from Delubrum Regine, and then you can get 2 emotions and then 1 time-worn artifact in one single run, making it honestly the absolute best way I can see right now of doing multiple relics, because you need that time-worn artifact anyhow. You can also get emotions through doing Heaven on High and doing level 70 dungeons. And so my recommendations are torn here. Level 70 dungeons, in particular Fractal Continuum hard mode, as well as Hell's Lid, allow you to go in at a higher item level because they don't sync your item level quite as low as some other ones. And I have blasted through the dungeon in like 10 minutes per. DR has been far longer than 20 minutes per run, I'm trying to not be salty. Far longer. Before I actually got to writing this, I actually had a DR run way over 50 minutes, and it gave me a great amount of pain to know that I could have slept that much earlier. Alas. So my recommendation though is, if you really truly only want one relic, or you really need to see that relic now and you're really hyped and really excited like me, and like you're not bothered to do any more bozjan content or any other relics, then just brute force dungeon grind. It's fast, it's simple. In my experience, it's really fast and simple. However, if you do want to do other things like level alts, or make more gil on the side, or gain metal, or get more relics, then DR is the absolute best bang for your buck. Pop essences and carry as hard as you can. It can get frustrating with so many people basically being AFK, like what I have basically seen. I may as well say it, I'm not naming names, but I literally saw like someone literally release and literally just stand outside the gate waiting for us to like clear the first fight. I'm like, are you kidding me? But even that, all that said, this is still gonna be the best overall value for your time on this step in my experience. And then once you hand those in, you are actually finished the entire relic line for Shadowbringers expansion. Now I am going to spend some time sleeping and reflecting over my life decisions. This book is not my style. Walmart collaboration. Oh no. Jokes aside though, good luck with the relic grind and take care everyone.